Okay, I sped this up a little bit because I left the bits and pieces, the whole thing in there. I didn't chop and edit the Harry out of this, so I sped it up instead. Now, please excuse my voice. It's still not great. I don't even know what's going on with my voice. However, if you can hear that noise in the background, that is my 3 chihuahuas trying to make their mind up if they want to be in the room for the voiceover or if they want to go outside and sit in the sun. Good Lord, give me strength. Okay, so what are we bringing to you today? Double page layout about my, this is, again I say, older photos. These are the photos that gave me inspiration for this video. It's my daughter's graduation from kindy. Oh my God, it was so cute. She had the cutest little robe. It was just adorable. I have post-its over faces because obviously they are people that I do not have permission to have on YouTube. Rightio. Now, I'm using the P13 Time to Relax paper pads. I'm using both the 6x6 and the 12x12 paper pads. I love every single paper in this collection. Therefore, I use it to a minimum to get a maximum gain. So what you see me doing here, and this is why it's in super hyper fast forward. Yesterday I was not feeling great. Sorry, I had a phone call here. Apologies. I had to get that in diary. Children's health comes first. So what I was doing here was just getting the tape on the background. What I've done is I've used the 6x6 paper pad and I've cut thin strips to go around the edges like this to make it look like I've matted the photos. But instead, cheeky little secret, I didn't use the full sheet. Is it harder? I wouldn't say harder. Sorry, I have to keep drinking or I'm going to cough. It's not harder, it's just more fiddly. But for me, I really preferred it because I like the fact it doesn't have the same beautiful, perfect, crisp lines that I love. But and that's what you see me doing there. Some weren't perfectly straight. So I went through, trimmed them up, sorted them out. Okay. As you can see, I love this paper, so I gutted it. And I went around the edge of the off-white 12x12 base. Yes, you will notice that this is not 12x12. Still working with my Creative Memories older papers. So, oops, do you like that, boo-boo? Villainous Potion, Distress Ink, has no room for forgiveness when you do that. Believe me. But it doesn't matter because it just blends in, because I've got the flowers in the border, just blends in and just looks like a happy accident. So then I made the accidents happen on this page as well. I actually did these ones on purpose so that it blended in better. Like I say, with creating, you can do with it what you see fit. If you want it to look crazy, make it look crazy. If you want to make it look pretty, make it look pretty. I used to get caught up in the details. You know, if I was trying to make a perfect edge, if it wasn't perfect, I'd cut it and I'd go again. I've learnt to relax a little. Not a lot, just a little. So what I've done is I've gone around this is a paper. I wanted it to have the double matte look like the photos. And I used the floral edging on it, and it worked. I think it looks so pretty. It's beautiful in real life. The colours in this paper collection are, if you like pinks and purples, this is the paper collection for you. P13 have got the nicest quality paper. It's beautiful. I love working with it because if you tear it, you can tear it perfectly. It's got a nice weight to the paper. Doesn't say what, I will read it as I'm talking to you, but I stand corrected. It does have it written on here. 240 GSM. And so that's the weight of the paper, 240 GSM. So it is just, I just love it. It's so good. Now the cream piece that I have there, it's not heavy at all. Okay, here I'm showing you. See, so I've roughed it after I've done the ink. See how you end up with the ink and the, what do you call that? It's gone out of my head. I'm just, oh, look, distressing the edges. There we go. Woo! It's early and I'm still getting over whatever this throat problem is. It's driving me crazy. Okay, so I just distressed the edges and I went around and I did that on both the cream one and the grey one. And I just distressed it just enough that it raised it a little bit, but it almost highlighted where I put the ink. It actually looks really good. Give it a try. Just use some of your scrap paper and give it a try. This white one, I was very, very careful with it. It does not have the weight. It is not 240 GSM. So it doesn't cope very well with being distressed. It likes to just be left alone. Okay, so now we're over to this part, which is my fun part. I love doing this bit. So I added my photos. Now, this is a double page layout, so I've zoomed back a little bit. Ignore the post-its. They obviously go away later. But what I ended up doing was double matting them all. See, once it's down like this, you can't tell that it's basically paper piecing is what I'm doing in the background. Behind these photos. It looks really good. I really, really liked it. And I used 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so I used 4 sheets of my 12 by 12 because it's double page layout. And then I only used 2 sheets of the 6 by 6 to get this look, to mount them and everything. And I used just the cheap cream. I did use that, but I'm talking about the coloured cardstock. So that's all I used. And then I did some fussy cutting because these florals in this collection are to die for. I love them. They're so, they're so nice. So I just went to town with my, I nearly called it creative foam then. Oh dear. It is kids crafting foam. That's what I use. That green stuff. It's all different colours. You can't see it, providing you don't stick it behind something and make it go out a bit too far, which I think I did there, and I moved it. For my Aussie peeps, I get it from Spotlight, and it's $5, $5.99, $5.50 for, oops, sorry, I've got my window open. Apologies for the car sound. Okay, so that's where I get it from, Spotlight. I have been looking to see if I can get it anywhere else and just buy white or just buy black. You can, but I have found it in A4 sheets, but you get like 5 sheets for the price that I can get 50. So even if you cut those in half, I still only get 10. If you cut them into 4, I only get 20 sheets. So yeah, the colour doesn't faze me. You can't see it. And when I put these in my albums, you can't see it. So these florals are beautiful. Now, this time I'm using florals for a very different reason to any other time I use them. My littlest one, Jennifer, this is her graduating. She is now 11. Well, I correct myself. She'll be 11 at the end of this month. So she adores petunias specifically. But flowers in general, I've always called her my little flower power child because she really suits that. Um, she really suits when she was younger. If I could get shoes on her, it was it was going to be a good day. Honestly, we would get in the I have to little squirrel tangent while I put these flowers on. This child, God love her, but the amount of times Lexi, uh-oh, I think my dog's going to bark. Um my every time we would get in the car and we would go somewhere, we would turn up and bazinga, she'd have no shoes on. We put shoes on her and then we get in the car and we drive off and somehow she'd flick them and we'd arrive wherever we were going. I remember one time we were going to a family reunion and we literally drove, if you know the area at all, so we're in Caboolture and we drove to Woodford and which is a good 30-minute drive, you know. Yeah, 30 minutes, I'd say, 30, 35. We arrived in Woodford, which is a country town. It is so quaint. I absolutely love it. It's country. It's beautiful. I love it. And we turned up and she had no shoes. So we had to we had to go to the only store in town that would even possibly have something. We went to Woolworths. We ended up buying a pair of thongs for my middle child. So my middle child's shoes could be passed down to the younger child, and it was just ridiculous. But this is what this child does to me. She cracks me up. Um, okay, what I'm showing you here, these are called self-adhesive enamel dots, but they're metal caps. Now, I've just gone online before I did this because I got these and they were on sale for $2 a piece from Uniquely Creative. I have been online just before I did this video to see if they still had them. They don't have these colours. These are like the, what would you call these? These are more like your jewel tones. They're the more earthy tones. They do still have available, and I will put the link below because these metal caps, they're not shiny. You know, sometimes you want an enamel dot, but you don't want it to be blingy. These are perfect. They do have Rainforest Retreat colors, which are your pinks, and they're more, sort of more your I wouldn't say bright. They look bright, but because they're not shiny, they're not in your face. So these caps are so cute. Honestly, I love them. They're really adorable. I wish I had bought the bright ones at the same time. But that's okay. That just gives me an excuse to jump on and make another order. Yay! Okay, so what I'm doing here is I've got my, what is that tool called? Scoring tool. I've had it for a billion years. And I wanted to put dots on the page, yes, like splatters, but I wanted them to be exactly where I wanted. I didn't want random all over the page. I wanted them to accent the other dots on the page. So this is a close-up of what I did, nice and slow for you this time. I slowed it down. I'm learning. So I do my journaling underneath that photo and across on the other side under the other photo, but I keep my journaling private. So I take all my photos and stuff without the journaling. And because obviously, you know, it's just one little bit I can keep private. So that is me done. If you have not already subscribed, I would love you to subscribe to our little channel here and become part of our community, and hit the like button if you enjoyed the video. If not, leave me a comment and I would love that so much. So thank you so very much. Bye.